So now we get into you being in prison.
Yeah.
And 20 years. You said you felt like it was a relief, like at least I know I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So did they put you on Con Air?
Yeah, I was on
What was Con Air like? 'Cause explain because like a lot of you little this is the thing. A lot of young people they get ready to go to Con Air right now, especially if you was like 15 years old or 16 years old and you went through the pandemic. You got the running stores, you got to do your gang shit. Now you got your guns and y'all running around 5 people versus 5 people. Now you're entering the RICO Act with no money.
Yeah.
Because now you're a criminal enterprise because you're gang banging. So now they can come swoop you up. So tell them what it's like. What is it like when you get convicted and you got to get on Con Air? Tell me what that's like.
All right, so I'm gonna break down Con Air. Like the whole Con Air is basically the slave trade, right?
Yes.
It's the first time I ever noticed it or seen it. The first prison I went to was Raybrook, New York. It's 9 hours from here, 15 minutes from Canada.
Yeah.
So it's an airport in Harrisburg, a federal airport.
Okay.
It's located in Harrisburg. So what they do is all the local federal jails is in Pennsylvania, New Jersey region, and Ohio. They go to Harrisburg once a week or once every 2 weeks, and they transfer prisoners.
Okay.
A trade.
Yeah.
Slave trade, right?
Yes.
Because the actual being of your body, when it goes to a certain facility, is enriching this county because you get a census count. So you add to the value of the county. Right?
Yeah, they're playing with the numbers.
Yeah, they're playing with the numbers. They get more votes, they get more tax dollars and everything for your actual body.
Correct.
So your body coming from West Philly to Bradford County.
Now you're in Bradford County.
You're adding value to their county.
To the census.
So it's in all actuality a slave trade. So all they do is bring buses, bringing the majority of black
and brown.
Black and brown, right? They bring you to this location in Harrisburg every 2 weeks, and say it might be 2,500 incarcerated individuals. Maybe about 20-something jails, 30 people to a jail. And they trade you off. So they might be like, all right, Sharif, you going to McKean. All right, Ken, you going to Farrington. All right, you going to here. So you just trade.
Hollywood.
Yeah, you just trading buses, right? Now at the same time, it's an airport. So they got 2-3 big old planes that pull up. So you see the planes, and you used to seeing planes at the airport. You ain't used to being on ground level.
Yeah, on the actual,
with
you
planes.
looking at them,
So you're like, what the fuck? So then I remember, because I thought I was going to Farrington, 45 minutes from Philly.
The most simple shit when you think like, at least my family come visit me. Now take your ass to Oklahoma or something.
So they like, I'm going to Raybrook. So I'm like, dang. So me and this dude, he getting booked too. So we both like, man, we going to Farrington.
The black boxes on you, right?
No, you ain't. Well, black boxes for dangerous. Like if you have some type of history of fighting or whatever. But you shackled like this, ankle shackled around your waist. You got a foam suit on, foam shoes on, pink socks, pink drawers.
So that was not there freezing or nothing? Yeah.
Not this time, right?
Okay.
But
I know
tell you about
they let you freeze.
They sent me all to Mississippi too later on.
There we go.
So this is my first time being in transit and just seeing Con Air. So the one dude I was with, we both thought we were going to Farrington, and they called him first. So I'm like, damn, we supposed to be going to Farrington. Next thing I know, I see my man, he walking to the plane. And this shit all in his eyes. He like, yo, boom. So they send you to the plane. They wound up sending him somewhere I never seen him again. They wound up sending me up Raybrook, New York, 9 hours away. That was my first prison, 15 minutes from Canada. It's actually on the same facility that Mike Tyson won the Golden Gloves on Old Olympic. Where the U.S. beat the hockey, Russia in the hockey. You see the big old Johns up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an Olympic campus. They turned it to a prison.
Dang.
Right by the Saranac Lake, Underground Railroad, all that run up there.
Okay.
Straight to Canada. So that's why I was at my first prison. That wound up being a blessing, though. I had dudes up there, like Sput from Francisville. Sput was up there with me.
Sput.
Yeah, Sput was one of the people who raised me inside of prison.
That's crazy.
Salone from Southwest Philly.
Wild boy.
Yeah, we used to call him the definition of tough.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we used to call him inside the joint.
Yeah.
But he one of the people that raised me.
That's dope. So that's dope. Yeah, I heard he went to war with a lot of people in there. He was,
he was
wrecking.
Philly, if you 066 and you pretty much riding on the back of Sput, like inside a federal prison. Sput, not just Sput, but
for the most part.
He one of the ones. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he got that 40 and,
Yeah.
and stood tall from
yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
and he put his hands on things in there.
Yeah.
So one thing about Philly inside the feds, we got a reputation of
Fighters.
using our hands, being honorable, being stand up, being thorough. Like Philly is looked at in a good light inside a federal prison. It's up to you to stand on that. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of dudes in there, Marcia from West Philly, Salone from Southwest. Like these dudes inside the prison like helped raise me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was young. The majority of people my age didn't have my time.
Correct.
They had 5-6 years.
So they had they coming down their first one and they out soon.
Yeah, they got gun case.
6 and a half. They out of there. Yeah, I got you.
So one of the things that Marcia and them did with me was they got me the job at the law library.
Okay.
And by me getting the job at the law library, like I just, jumped into the frame of reading, learning.
Now, how was your education at that time?
I was always like educationally like I can read.
You wasn't illiterate. You know.
Yeah, I wasn't illiterate. I can read, I could comprehend, but I wasn't like in love with education.
You wasn't avid, but you know how.
Yeah. I was always a thinker. Like I could think. I listened. Like Nas was my favorite rapper. Correct. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So it was always more so like listening to things, kind of like rap was my teacher.
Yeah, gotcha.
Growing up, and it was more so Nas and Jay-Z was my like philosophers.
Now, did you like Nas more than Jay-Z?
At one point, I liked the Nas more than Jay-Z. Okay. It was my last Nas over Jay-Z.
I would say at that time, like '96,
Nas was the best.
Yeah.
It was written like was the best thing in the world to me.
Yeah, I mean, Illmatic was dope to me too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was almost like a 1A, 1B. Like I mean, it was my joints. That's what made me go to the fucking Blue Horizon to watch it. But yeah, go ahead.
So anyway, I'm in there, whatever. So that's why I learned like just reading and being in it, being involved in programs coming through, just taking writing classes, stuff like that, studying my case, studying the religion, and just being around older dudes the majority of the time. Like, so I worked PM and on the weekend. So when everybody going to the yard, I wasn't really going to the yard. I was at work.
For that shit, yeah.
You really had to come to the library to see me. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a lot of like, so my age group, I wasn't really with them inside of prison. I had tick. They didn't really have tick. They ain't had time.
So you was learning how to gel.
Yeah, I was learning how to gel, right? And old heads who was gelling was teaching me how to gel. The correct way. It's a correct way how to gel. Mind your business.
That freaky shit.
Yeah. Like it's a correct way how to gel. You saying you come to the yard, you come to the yard. You don't say I'm coming and don't come.
Okay.
Like just little things like that that I learned.
Shit. I mean, that shit you're supposed to learn when you were as a youth. You're supposed to learn,
but on the streets, I was, I'm on my way. Yeah, right. Y'all be in a minute. I'm 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? I'm just out here. I really ain't. I'm
shaking and baking.
I'm just shaking and baking, telling you whatever you want to hear. Like, but in there, it's like
your word. You stand on your word. That's
you gotta come to the yard, bro. You said you was coming. And what if something would have happened? I thought you was out there.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, that helped me. I wound up going to Islandwood. Bang low. I wound up crashing there.
Yeah, it crashed out.
Yeah, we crashed out. We had like a
like DC or something, or
no, we had a joint with the Mexicans.
Okay.
It was blacks against Mexicans. I crashed there. Then it was some boys from VA. Crashed there.
I know us and the DMV boys usually always got something.
No, in the feds it was kind of like in the feds, DC in the feds. See, the thing about the feds is everything is gang related. Besides Philly, DC, and New Orleans, they're like the only cities that's not like
that goofy shit. Well, I ain't.
Yeah, you're not goofy.
Not goofy, but don't have that culture.
Don't have that culture.
And it's because goofy is a horrible word, but
yeah.
I remember when New York when them wasn't on that type time.
Yeah,
like it's a new thing for them.
Yeah,
like if you're from LA, I get it. If you're from Minnesota, I get it because the dude from St. Louis, I get it because LA came out. That's where they moved. That's where they was out there shaking and baking.
How did it get to the East Coast? I don't know, but it's real.
Yeah,
it's a
prevalent.
real thing.
It's a prevalent thing. It's definitely a real thing.
Yeah, so, but it's not like that. Like from my recollection, Philly.
We never been on that. It's been blocks. It's always about blocks and money.
Yeah.
And the only color that matters around here is green.
Yeah.
It's blocks and money.
And I think that got a lot to do with just the culture of Philly. Well,
if you think about the black mob, Muslim culture,
mafia,
things like that.
Muslims, and just the whole freedom thing of Philly. I think our culture.
We never been followers.
Yeah.
Each neighborhood had its own personality.
Yeah. Philly is a neighborhood of neighborhoods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like even North Philly has three. Somebody from
Strawberry
the bottom,
Mansion,
Strawberry Mansion and the fucking in the Badlands.
Yeah.
It's two different worlds.
Exactly.
Brewery Town is only up the street, a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Like a whole nother world from how they wear their hats, what they do. Everything is different. Philadelphia was always, how do I stick out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How am I different from everybody else?
So we had a good relationship with DC.
Okay.
I never DC wild in that joint, but a lot of DC be Muslim too.
Okay.
So that was like our cousins, I would say. Baltimore, I would say Baltimore too. I would say, as far as like dudes you kick it with the most from Philly would be like New Orleans when I was in the South. I really gravitated dudes from New Orleans.
Okay.
Even Alabama, like thorough dudes, you know what I mean?
Oh, they get to $1 out there.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's funny, like, that's when you realize everybody got money.
Yeah.
See, one thing about Philly, we got an ego, man. We think it's either Philly and nobody else. And we was never like a dick eater of New York. It was just like, New York call us their little brother, but y'all was like our cousin maybe. Ain't no little brother thing going on here. Like,
if anything, like we them. You know what I mean? Like y'all know that,
And the thing about it now, because when I see everybody tell the stories, well, Philadelphia different. You know, the older guys that can tell a lot of those stories, they ain't gonna tell them.
Yeah.
So we can't have the paid in fools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you look at a guy like Sput Story, he's dead now. Sput Story is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't know, you don't know. And there's a couple other guys that got some crazy stories. Like, you know what I mean? But if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't argue the point, because one thing about Philadelphia, it is really a secret society. Everything ain't meant for everybody to know.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the time you find out, we all be dead and gone, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, my fault.
So, so I went there, Islandwood, wound up crashing at Islandwood. Then I wound up doing one point in Islandwood, I think I did like 6 months straight in the hole. Then I wound up, when I crashed the last one, I wound up doing like 9 months or 8 months in the hole. And that's when I was like, tripping. You know what I'm saying?
So what's that whole time like? Like what is that like for you? Is that like
the whole time for me was cool, because I'm a person that's cool in my own
being by
space.
yourself? Copy.
I've read a lot of books in the whole.
Okay.
I read a lot of books.
So you wasn't there doing double Seroquel every day?
No, what I learned about the whole, a lot of people can't live with their own brain. So a lot of people spaz out, bang on things like that because they're dealing with their own
demons.
And everybody's not comfortable with themselves. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a person very comfortable with myself, and I'm creative, so I could write. I mean, I wrote a book in the hole. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
With a pencil. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a book in prison with a phone. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I was inside the hole, I read great books. You know what I mean? Like I read like The Count of Monte Cristo in the hole. You know what I mean?
I hate that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I read like, you know what I mean, Asada in the hole. Like I read Shannon Ram in the hole. I read great books in the hole.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I come out of the hole,
you're a new man. You got all this knowledge now.
Yeah. So when I made the transition from there to McKean, McKean is a place where I kind of like transformed that.
No, where's McKean at?
That's in Pennsylvania too.
Okay.
So I did 5 years at McKean. That was the longest. I did 5 years in one cell.
Okay.
I always tell people like I did 5 years in one cell, bro. You know what I mean? So, but McKean is a place where like I made a transition. I did the victim impact class. I learned the life coaching curricula, took life coaching up there.
Okay.
I started learning how to facilitate classes.
This is the part I want to get to. So this is when K-Rock is starting to.
Yeah.
He's starting
I'm
to
Khaled
down.
now. You know what I mean? I'm Khaled now. I'm Khaled Abdul Salman now.
Okay.
That's
So now this is where we're going. Now this is the transformation. Now this is where you start to become like, oh, I am a leader.
Yeah.
I am a different type of man. Like all that we-based shit, that shit back there, like that's that's a part of the story.
Yeah.
But that's not the only part of the story.
Yeah.
So now transfer with me. Now we becoming
Yeah. So I'm in McKean. So when I get there, like I'm coming out the hole, like I said, I'm coming out with a wealth of knowledge. Like I'm coming out finishing up Asada books and like, you know what I mean, Miseducation of a Negro. And I'm like,
you ain't gotta worry about showing the Negro the back door. They're gonna find it themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna find it.
That's one of the illest Jones ever, man. Like you gonna find the back door yourself. That's fucked up. But
and so this is
so true though.
Yeah, look at it.
it's not because we're retarded.
No, because we've been trained.
We've been trained, man, and that's what I want people to know. This ain't you in your natural state. You trained to kill your brother. This ain't your natural. This is not who you are naturally. But go ahead.
So when I land there like thinking more about myself. Like, damn, man, like, yo, I'm bored. Like, I mean, not because I sold drugs or stood, but because the essence of who I am is magnificent. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But I've been taught total opposite. So now when I get to McKean, it's like, that's who I'm landing as. But I'm landing there and everybody like, rock on the pound, ooh, they just crashed at the joint, ooh. You know what I mean?
They don't even know, like,
I'm landing as somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't know how to be the person that I am now.
So you're not comfortable as you came out this caterpillar stage going into becoming this butterfly. You like, I don't want to show everybody my wings yet.
I don't know.
I'm gonna just crawl for a little bit longer. I don't want to show everybody like how I can really fly right now. And that's some true shit, man. Like that's even in the classroom sometimes when a guy, you know, in the classroom you could be smart as everybody, but if it ain't the environment where education's being celebrated, you're gonna second guess giving up that answer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I get it. So go ahead.
So when I hit that bang, oh man, I just be feeling like I'd be getting blessed. You know what I mean? Like the life coaching joint come, boom, life coaching curriculum come, I link up, good dudes, you know what I mean, put me on it. So now I'm in that, and the whole life coaching curriculum is about introspective work.
Okay.
So you cannot coach no one else unless you already did the work yourself.
Copy.
So it's like, I can't sit and talk to you about conditioning if I don't know how I've been conditioned.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So all these work, I can't talk to you about your emotional intelligence if I don't know mine.
Correct.
You know what I mean? If I don't know my emotional needs, I can't speak to you about yours.
Correct.
So now I'm going through this now, like I'm at a point like, yo, this was what went on with me. You know what I mean? This is how this affected me. This is like, it all go back to when my brother got killed. This is what happened. I had emotional needs that wasn't fulfilled. I looked to fulfill them in certain spaces.
I use other things to medicate myself, whatever it was, you know.
So now as I'm going through this, it's like when you get information, you want to give it.
Everybody not ready for it.
Yeah. So what happened was, it's kind of like, I feel like the transition that I made then is the same transition I'm making today, like professionally that I spoke to you about earlier. I was working in laundry. And laundry is like the job to have there, because it's like you just take people clothes there, and you come up, people will pay you, so you always got everybody want the laundry job, and I got that on the strength of Ken Rock. Like, let me get that job. Yeah, Rock, I'm gonna put my man in laundry. Go and get a job. You feel me? So laundry. So what happened was, when I was doing the classes, they was opening up a reentry center inside the prison, and the reentry center was a nice space. So they wound up hollering at me, like, the lady hollering at me like, we'd like for you to work in the reentry center. We can't pay you what they pay you at laundry, but you come down here or whatever. So I'm like, damn, I'll take that job. So I did that, and everybody like, man, you crazy. You taking that job, woo-woo. So I went down there, bang. So in the reentry center, I wound up facilitating classes. I wound up doing parenting classes. I wound up doing goal setting classes. I wound up doing all these things. And I wound up getting all the homies that come in classes.
Okay.
So now when the homies come, they thinking that they coming.
They hear the stories of K-Rock.
Yeah, but I'm also like, I'm walking the compound with a book bag the size of this couch. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting more comfortable being my own self.
And you're giving them some good food. You feed them like some perfect knowledge.
Yeah.
You're not teaching them, hey, this is how we recompress, or this is what we did. None of that crap. You tell them, hey, look, all y'all, I'm damaged. Y'all damaged. If we get together and work together, we can all get together and fix each other. When we come out there, we can fix our communities.
Exactly. And the way I got them was, everybody wanted to get out of McKean, go to Fort Dix, and the only way you could do it is programming. So my man Rock will put you in the program, but when they come, I'm on, you gotta do the program, bro. You can't get the signature.
I just think you're giving it to you.
Yeah.
You gotta really go through the class.
You gotta go through the joint. So I wound up doing that, bang. I wound up getting a lot of knowledge doing that, a lot of history, I wound up writing and getting my joint published by the University of Pittsburgh Bradford, the article published in their newspaper. I'm in their journal. I wound up publishing things for the Scoop newspaper inside the prison. I wound up like putting together a reentry program where people was coming up, like Emir was coming up there, a lot of organizations coming up. So I wound up doing things inside the prison with the help of other men. So
this is like year 10.
Yeah, it's like 10, 12, something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember. Yeah, 13, something. Like 12, whatever.
No, that's fine.
So after that, I wound up, getting transferred. So when they transferred me to Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Okay.
And that's when I got on the plane.
Conair.
Yeah, so I go from Harrisburg to Oklahoma. We ride from Oklahoma.
I heard that's like the worst one, the Oklahoma joint.
Well, to me, it was Canaan.
Okay.
But some people, Oklahoma ain't sweet to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but Canaan bad, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But go to Oklahoma when I rode down to Mississippi, I had an understanding of what I was riding down to. So I'm big on the understanding of the experiences now. Like when I seen the Mississippi River, I knew what the Mississippi River was. And what it entailed.
Correct. You know about the, yes.
First time I ever seen cotton fields was when I was on that ride, and you see them till you see the sky like an ocean, and you like, whoa, this shit really real.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Because you grow up and you have an idea of what we live in, and which is our own trauma thing. But man, you imagine waking up every day, you know, what I'm saying? Yeah, for life, and on the sun and everything.
Yeah.
And now, the sad part is that's the 16, 17, 1800s I'm talking about. But no, it's going on now.
Now they still
And
out
if you don't do it, they had a comedian talk about like how he wouldn't do it. They beat his ass up and put the guards beat him up and put him in the back of the truck, let the sun bake him. And so then the next day, his fellow prisoners told him, "Hey man, if you don't pick this guy, we gonna fuck you up."
Yeah.
So that's like look how they got us conditioned, man. That's crazy. But go ahead, man. My bad. Like,
no, it's cool.
Yeah.
I know you got it. I mean, Rabo, so I'm trying to.
No. I'm not. Keep going. No.
Oh, all right. So it's like I remember riding the cotton field, seeing them. Like I just got finished reading Black Boy by Richard Wright before I come down.
That. Yep.
Right. I just got finished Uncle Tom's Cabin before I come down. So I'm in the mix of slavery. Like my mindset is in 1823. This is where my mindset at. You know what I mean? I'm coming right off of Uncle Tom's Cabin. You know what I mean? So when I'm riding down there, I'm like, dang. And I'm trying to imagine all this cotton field filled up with us. Yeah. Then I had to remember that all of us was here. Like all of us was in South. Like 90% of
we
us
all started here.
Yeah, it was.
Ain't nobody come right to Philadelphia.
Yeah, 90% of us was down there. So
your grandpa come from Georgia.
Yeah, from Georgia. And I had to understand that. I know how we did that. So anyway, I go to Yazoo City. Yazoo City is in the book Roots as the worst space. Okay. It's in Uncle Tom's Cabin when he's scared that they're gonna send him to Yazoo City. Yazoo City is the worst of the worst. Okay. This is where Fletcher Cox from, Kenny Gainwell. They from Yazoo City.
Fletcher Cox, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on my way down there. I'm like,
they play for the Eagles, right?
Fletcher Cox. Play for the Eagles. Yeah. They both from there, Kenny Gainwell and Fletcher Cox, they cousins. I met their family work at the prison. Okay. So I'm on my way down there. I'm like, damn. So I'm like taking it in. But I feel like I'm going down there. While I'm going down there, I feel like it's spiritual for me.
I about to say, can you feel your ancestors around you? Like,
yeah, what you like I feel like I'm going down there to like purposeful. Like I'm just not winding up in Yazoo City. Me, I'm from North Philadelphia. Fuck, I'm doing it with Yazoo City, Mississippi. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so I know, like when I'm going down there, it's like I'm coming down here for something. So when I go down there, whatever, you said the jail that we go on, the land is swampland. So now I'm like, damn, some bodies under where I'm at. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hundreds, it's not thousands of black bodies buried under the prison that I'm in.
Wave in the water.
Majority of staff black. Very, very different from me. You know what I mean? But I go down there.
So the majority of staff is black. So how they treating y'all?
Oh, it's love down there.
Okay. So now
they be on some bullshit, but phones and all that, they ain't tripping about nothing. Okay. The only thing is you need some paperwork done, they ain't doing it. Like the whole
they're real black people.
The whole stereotypical lazy nigga jump is down that jump. Yeah. Right? But they not really tripping. Like I'm used to being up north. But you hey guy,
boy,
come in.
Hey boy, come in. All that dumb
checking
you age
5 minutes down there. Like we had one dude, J. Cole, we used to call him. He was terrible, J. Cole. Well, we used to me and my man's name Webb. That's Nicky and old manager. We from New York. Okay. He was down there. He used to always, when we walk by, he'd be like, tell him about the gun line, boss. Like,
from the movie, from Life.
Yeah. So that's who he was. But that was like the only one. But it was love down there for me. That was like the best experience of my prison. Okay. Not to say it's great, but I mean, to meet different people from different areas and what they think of us is that we think we're smarter than them.
That's the worst thing to ever think in your life.
Yeah.
Because I talk strange.
Yeah.
I dress funny. That don't mean I'm slow.
Yeah.
And that's how Master P was able to change the music business.
Yeah.
First of all, none of these artists get paid if it wasn't for him. Everybody was signing the same dumbass Motown did.
Yeah.
And before Motown, whatever, was the horrible label before then. He the first one that actually started paying people at least almost to what they were worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never gonna get all what you're worth until you get to renegotiation.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody think because you're from the South, you slow. Everybody think because you up north, you fast.
It's,
or
you
not
think
the
they're
furthest
slow.
thing. Or you think they're slow, and it's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah.
You know, I've met some extremely rich dudes one time, man, and they were from, it was hillbillies, you know, for lack of a better word. They was from a small town outside of Illinois. And man, when they broke down what they was doing, I can't really talk about, but they broke down how the economic structure worked. Man, it was like a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah.
And how they had it all mastered in a town of 11,000 people. You know what I'm saying? How the boys tell me simple things. He had a Charger and a big ass Ram truck. So we working on this particular job. We all probably getting, you know, high 30s, low 40s an hour, right? So, you know, it's pretty good money for, you know, whatever, right? But when he go back to his town, his insurance on his 2 cars is $45 a month. So if you making this money up here and you go back down here, it's the inverse of when a guy may buy an onion in Philadelphia, take it on the road somewhere and make quadruple the price. Well, they doing the same. Yeah. It's that's what I'm telling you. Like,
not outsourcing, but I understand what you're saying.
It's a different type of play. So he come up here, take the money the same way dudes may do to live in Mexico. Yeah. You come up here and make the money up here, take it back down there, and you live like a king.
Yeah, live like a king.
And, but we laughing thinking the joke on them because the way they talk.
Yeah.
No, dog, they got, for every dollar you spend, they saving 10.
Yeah, but we only laugh at the way they talk because we've been taught to laugh at the way they talk because...
The division
exactly,
is what,
the division. And when we came up talking like that, they made it seem as if it was a bad thing.
Correct.
Even though that was just our dialect.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was our dialect of the English language.
It's really, they had a journal on it showing it how the Queen's English in New Orleans, the way they talk it is just the same way. It's really the way white people talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's really the way white people talk. It just came through the slave and it's deep, man. When you see it, they got everybody chasing each other, trying to say who better than each other. While at the main time they looking down and laughing like fucking dummies.
Pioneer Elite Care is committed to treating each individual with dignity and respect. We take pride in providing quality care to those who require assistance at home. Contact us now.
Excellence is our standard.
Excellence is the rule.
Never the exception.
PioneerEliteCare.com